test. Ohio. This is, if you're traveling to Japan, like two of our members will be shortly, to Fukuyama to the Rose Festival, representing us, Council members Kiani Rollins Fernandez and Council member Gabe Johnson. So they can say Ohio or Ohio gozaimasu.
Thank you.
So members, staff, and members of the community, the council meeting of May 1, 2026 will now come to order. Ms. Clerk, please proceed with roll call.
Chair, proceeding with roll call. Member Johnson, just when we get to you, if you could let us know who, if anyone except minors, is present with you. Councilmember Shane Sinensi.
Aloha and Ohio gozaimasu.
Councilmember Nohelani Uuhajens.
Ohio gozaimasu, Chair. Aloha, everyone.
Councilmember Tom Cook.
Aloha Friday, all in Ohio.
Councilmember Kiani Rollins Fernandez.
Aloha kakahiaka. Ohio gozaimasu. And aloha la May. May Day.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Councilmember Gabe Johnson.
皆さん、おはようございます。Lanai District Office、お客さんがいないです。私一人に住んでいます、この部屋。私と北ちゃんだけいます。And I'm alone in my office, just me and the dog, and there's no testifiers, and I'm here and ready to work. Thank you, Chair.
Outstanding.
Councilmember Tamara Paulton.
Aloha Lame, live and direct from the council chambers. Thank you.
Council Vice Chair Yukile Sugimura.
Ohio, and it's so nice to see so many people in the chamber, so welcome everyone. Thank you, Chair.
Councilmember Kawanoi Batangan.
Aloha gozaimasu.
I like that.
And Council Chair Alice Lee.
Ohio gozaimasu, kako.
Chair, you have 9 members present, which means that you have a quorum to conduct the business of the council. For the record, I'm the county clerk, Moana Ludi, and next to me is the deputy clerk, Rochelle Thompson. Joining us from my office, the legislative division staff members are Joyce Murashige, Lawrence Aldana, Delio Shida, and Arthur Suyama. Assisting the council with maintaining order and decorum is Council Ambassador Ryan Martins. Joining the meeting from the Office of Council Services is Director David Rotz and Legislative Attorney Carl Nakata. From the Department of the Corporation Counsel is Corporation Counsel Victoria Takayesu and First Deputy Mimi Desjardins.
Opening remarks will be provided by Councilmember Kawanoi Batangan.
Thank you, Chair. Aloha, Chair, colleagues, members of the public. Today is May 1st, May Day and Lei Day in Hawaii. It is a day where we celebrate our culture and the connections we share as a community. It also serves as a practical reminder of what it takes to build a community, many different strands working together to create something durable and meaningful. This morning also marks a personal milestone for me. It has been just over 100 days since I was appointed to fill the council seat left vacant by the late Tasha Kama, and we are now wrapping up my first budget session. Stepping into this role during such a demanding legislative process has provided a clear vantage point on the work that lies ahead for Maui County. I've spent these first 100 days deeply conscious of the weight of this seat. I've immersed myself in the ongoing projects left by Councilmember Kama and have been humbled to uncover the significant ways she served, often without fanfare. This quiet service was rooted in her profound faith in the Lord. She was guided by a higher calling to do justly and love mercy. I've seen the bridges she built through her outreach to the Micronesian community here on Maui, ensuring they had a voice in our local government. I've also learned of her leadership on the national stage, co-founding Native Caucus within NACO to advocate for indigenous interests across the country and helping to bring next week's Western Interstate Region Conference to Maui County. Councilmember Kama was a practitioner of patience and consensus building. She walked with a steady grace, fueled by an unwavering belief in the inherent goodness of her fellow citizens. She believed every constituent was a neighbor worthy of dignity, and she trusted that if you brought people together with an open heart, common ground could always be found. In reflecting on these first few months, I've thought a lot about what it means to govern in a community as diverse as ours. To me, effective governance means embracing different perspectives. Honest debate and the friction of differing viewpoints aren't obstacles. They're how we arrive at better decisions. In that spirit, I want to reaffirm my commitment to collaboration. Moving our county forward requires a sincere search for middle ground, and I will do my best to be a constructive partner. However, leadership is a balance. It requires the flexibility to build consensus, paired with the internal grounding to hold firm on values that can never be compromised. In the moments where I stand alone, it's because I am trying to honor my conviction when a matter of principle is on the line. I believe that firmness is rooted in a desire to do what is right for the collective, even if the path is occasionally a solitary one. We saw these principles of collaboration and conviction tested during our FY27 budget deliberations. We're currently facing an affordability crisis that is hollowing out our local families. To put this in perspective, my own property taxes have gone up 27% over the last 3 years. I know that for many of our residents, that kind of increase is the difference between staying home and being forced to leave. Based on our historic level of carryover savings, it's clear we need to do more to ensure we're making life more affordable for our working families. And I am proud of the cuts this council made to the proposed budget and our efforts to reduce tax rates. However, I also have a personal reflection to share. During the late nights of our budget process, I fell into the trap of viewing this county as a spreadsheet. I focused so heavily on the fiscal math that I briefly lost track of the fact that this organization is made up of people. The vast majority of our county employees are dedicated professionals who believe in their mission. It is easy to lose sight of that human element during the heat of deliberations, and I learned it's vital to see the people behind the numbers. As we conclude this budget cycle and look toward the remainder of the year, I am optimistic. We have a solid foundation to build upon. Now is the time to move forward with the patience Councilmember Kama modeled and the strength of our shared values. I'm ready to get to work, and I invite my colleagues and the community into a continued constructive partnership as we address the challenges ahead. Mahalo.
Excellent message. Thank you very much. Now, everyone, please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Before we proceed with today's agenda, may I please request that everyone keep their microphones muted unless it's your turn to speak. As a reminder, testimony must pertain to items on the meeting agenda. When testifying, please direct your remarks to the council and not to any individual council member or member of the public. Each testifier will be allowed to speak for up to 3 minutes on each item. For individuals wishing to testify on Teams, please click the Raise Your Hand button to be added to the testifier log. If you are calling in, please follow the phone prompts to be added to the log. If you wish to testify anonymously, please sign in as anonymous, and you will be given a testifier number. Decorum shall be maintained at all times. Any person who behaves in a manner that disrupts, disturbs, or impedes the orderly conduct of any council meeting can, at the discretion of the presiding officer or a majority of present council members, be ejected or banned from council meetings, or if participating remotely, muted or dropped from the meeting. Excuse me. All meeting attendees, whether online or in person, are expected to wear clothing which should not display profanity, obscenity, or any message that could be considered discriminatory. Ms. Clerk, please proceed.
Chair, at this time, we'll begin with testimony on our ceremonial resolution only. The first testifier is Bobby Pahia, to be followed by Shauna Makalea Ane.
Good morning, Chair Lee, esteemed council members. I want to thank you for creating this resolution to honor a great man, in my opinion, in the community. He not only was a great family man, but also dedicated to serving his community. And a highlight in my life that I've experienced working with Mercer Chubby Vicens was that he was a man of his word, and I admired that. Also, he set a great example for the rest of us in the community that being a great family man, I believe, is priority. However, also another priority would be his conviction in serving community. And I really appreciated that. He set a great example for me and others, and I've learned from him to carry that torch and to continue serving community, but also the importance of that he showed me was civic engagement in our government process. And I took that to heart, and I carried that torch with me today. And I just want to thank you for honoring Chubby and his family and the legacy that he's left all of us. Mahalo nui.
Members, any questions? If not, thank you very much.
Chair, the next testifier is Shauna Makalea Ane, to be followed by Tom Crowley.
Aloha, Chair and Council members. I haven't done this in a while. Vao o Shana Makalea Dutua Ane Ko'uinoa. I'm here to speak on behalf of Resolution 2683, and I'm representing the Living Pono Project, along with the staff who are here with us today, as well as family members who have gathered to honor Mercer Chubby Ku'uho'opili Visens, our beloved Papa Visens. About a month ago, we lost a pillar of our community.
Can you speak a little louder, please?
About a month ago, we lost a pillar of our community. Papa Visens was widely recognized for his lifelong service to Maui, his compassion, his leadership, and his deep commitment to uplifting others, which is being formally acknowledged here today, and thank you very much for doing so. But to us, he was so much more than that. He was the founder and president of the Living Pono Project since 2012. He carried a vision, along with my late husband, Ho'opili, a vision for a stronger, more resilient Maui, a community where we take care of one another, where we honor our aina, where no one feels alone and everybody feels accepted. If there's one thing everyone knew about Papa Visens, it was this. When you met him, he embraced you with open arms. You were family immediately. Anyone you talk to can tell you the same thing. He made people feel seen, valued, and important. He had a gift for making each person feel like they truly mattered. And that's the spirit that we continue at the Living Pono Project and really guides our work today. Whether we're hosting a work day or welcoming keiki to the aina, we did Tutu and Me the other day, our staff really carries forward that same spirit. We greet our community with open arms, just as he did. At a Resilience Hub in Kahului, people don't just come to pick up free food and a box of produce. They come to talk story, to chat, to hang out, to see how Kalana's baby's doing and make sure mama's okay, and really to laugh and give each other a hug. We've built more than just programs, we've built a family. And that's because of the foundation laid by two incredible leaders, Ho'opili and Papa Visens. Today, as we stand here with friends, family, and Living Pono staff, we are not just honoring a man, we are honoring a legacy of aloha, service, and community. We are deeply grateful to the council for recognizing Papa Visens through this resolution and for continuing to uplift the values he lived by. His impact lives on in every person he touched, every keiki he uplifted, and every space where people are made to feel that they belong. Mahalo for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions, members? If not, thank you.
Chair, currently the last testifier signed up is Mr. Crowley.
Hello, Chair, Council. Tom Crowley speaking on my own behalf. I'm here to honor Chubby Visens, a man whose presence on Maui left a lasting impact on everyone who was fortunate enough to know him. I was introduced to Chubby 20 years ago by Gladys Bisa. Gladys held Chubby in the highest regard. I was nervous, kind of as I am right now, meeting Chubby. but immediately he made me feel welcome. He made this Halle boy feel like I was part of his community. I'm sorry. Chubby was larger than life. He had a presence that just made everyone know that they mattered. He had a way of connecting people. Beyond his personality, what stands out most is his heart. I knew Chubby during the years that he was volunteering for everything. He was on every board. He never asked anything of any of us. He was always showing up to help out others. My heartfelt condolences go to Doreen, Corey, and Darlene. I know Chubby's passing is hard. But for those of us in the community who were touched by him, we were all blessed. So we say goodbye to a giant today. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Questions, members? If not, thank you.
Chair, the next testifier is Bruce U'u, who's currently our last testifier.
Aloha, everyone. It's been a while since I've been here, which is good. I think it's good. But, I come in honor and in memory of Chubby Vincent. As someone said, he was the connector. Also proud that we had on Hawaiian in business on the table. He brought that to Hawaiians. He was a leader. And we all belong at that table. And that presence and his aloha at that table made you appreciate or inspire to be some like him. Because we need our leaders, our local leaders, our Hawaiian leaders at that table. He made that happen. He made that possible. He did it, and he did it his way. He did it with aloha. And as you know, businesses or companies that come here and try to make it a go here is lacking that. He brought that, and he made it possible. And I think till today, we hold people or businesses or companies accountable because he kind of led that charge. He set that standard. Him and others, but he was there. So I thank him and I honor him for where we are today, for our Hawaiian community and our local community, holding these people, these companies, these organizations, the people moving here accountable to our culture and understanding that our culture is the key. And that's what's lacking out there. It's the aloha, don't get me wrong, it's the business sense, it's the aloha, but it's understanding our cultural values and what's missing on that side. You have it here when you come here. So, I was one that always read the newspaper, and now we know more the newspaper. I couldn't keep up with his services, and I knew he passed, so I was so bummed and hurt that I couldn't make his service. But I want to make my presence felt today and share my aloha with him, and aloha to you all. I will never forget him. Thank you.
Thank you. Bruce, any questions? If not, thank you very much.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Sure, we don't currently have anyone else signed up to testify, but I
Oh,
see.
we do.
Yeah. I see Mr. Law coming down. If there's anyone else who would like to testify, this will be your opportunity following this testifier.
JC Long from Kula Uka, Wako Ahupua'a. E ho'o ma lie kau maha ana me ka na'o ho aloha aloha I ka ohana o Mercer Chubby Ku U Hoa Pili Vicens. I didn't have a brown checker shirt, so I wore my other one. Aloha, oi Chubby. I hope I see you up there with Queen Liliuokalani.
Questions? No questions? Any more testifiers?
Chair, there's no one else currently signed up to testify. If there is anyone who would like to testify on the ceremonial resolution, this is your opportunity. The family will address the council following the resolution passage. This is last call. The countdown is 3, 2, 1. Chair, there's no one indicating a desire to testify.
Any objections to closing public testimony on this ceremonial resolution? So ordered, Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before you is Resolution 26-83, expressing condolences and heartfelt sympathy to the ohana of Mercer Chubby Ku'uhoapili Vicens.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
I move to adopt Resolutions 26-83.
Moved by Vice Chair Sugimura, seconded by Member Cook, to adopt Resolution 26-83. Discussion, Vice Chair Sugimura.
Thank you. May I ask the clerk to read the resolution in its entirety?
Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Resolution 26-83, expressing condolences and heartfelt sympathy to the ohana of Mercer Chubby Ku'uhoapili Vicens. Whereas Mercer Chubby Ku'uhoapili Vicens, a devoted family man, respected community leader, and beloved mentor, passed away on March 26, 2026, leaving behind a lasting legacy of service, leadership, and aloha. And whereas Mr. Vicens was born on February 10, 1936 in Honolulu, Oahu, was educated at St. Louis School, and later attended Purdue University on a football scholarship. Whereas Mr. Vicens went on to build a distinguished career in Hawaii's business community, serving in leadership roles with HC&D, Matson Navigation Company, and Alexander and Baldwin Properties, where he retired as vice president and continued consulting well into his later years. And whereas Mr. Vicens was widely known as coach to many, reflecting his lifelong commitment to mentoring youth, collaborative leadership, ability to build strong community relationships, and uplifting others through guidance, encouragement, and example. And whereas his steadfast dedication to the Maui community was demonstrated through decades of community service, which up until his passing included roles as president of the Living Pono Project Board, Vice President of the Maui Native Hawaiian Chamber Foundation, member of the Maui Native Hawaiian Chamber of Commerce, past board president of Maui Economic Opportunity, Inc., where he was the only board member to be granted emeritus status, and past chair of Big Brothers Big Sisters Maui, where his impact was so profound that the Big Brothers Big Sisters Maui Mentor Center in Wailuku was named in his honor. Whereas Mercer Chubby Ku'uhoapili Vicens had a remarkable gift for making others feel welcomed, valued, and inspired, leaving a lasting impression through his kindness, humor, and strength, and building meaningful connections that will long be remembered by all who knew him. And whereas his many contributions were recognized through numerous honors, including being named Humanitarian of the Year for Maui County by the Maui Chamber of Commerce, Volunteer of the Year by Maui Economic Opportunity, and as a Ko'i Award honoree for Maui Native Hawaiian Chamber of Commerce as one of their founding presidents. And whereas, above all, Mercer Chubby Ku'uhoapili Vicens cherished his ohana and is survived by his beloved wife, children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, whose lives reflect the love, values, and guidance he so generously shared with everyone. Whereas his life serves as an enduring example of integrity, compassion, humility, and commitment to community, and his legacy will continue to inspire future generations across Maui County. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the County of Maui, 1, that it extends condolences and heartfelt sympathy to the ohana of Mercer Chubby Ku'uhoapili Vicens. 2, that it recognizes his lasting legacy of service, compassion, generosity, and unwavering dedication to his community. And 3, that certified copies of this resolution be transmitted to his wife, Doreen, his children, Darlene Nanea Okalani Ane, Corey Lynn Mahialani Vicens, Danielle Lehuanani Kitamura, and Craig James Ku'uhoapili Vicens, Megan Ness, Maui Regional Director, Big Brothers Big Sisters Maui, Debbie Kabibi, Chief Executive Officer, Maui Economic Opportunity, Inc., Shane Makalea Dudawa Ane, Executive Director, Living Pono Project, Kai Palayo, President, Maui Native Hawaiian Chamber Foundation, Kainoa Horkajo, Board President, Maui Native Hawaiian Chamber of Commerce, the Honorable Josh Green, MD, Governor, State of Hawaii, and the Honorable Richard T. Bisson, Jr., Maui Mayor, County of Maui.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
Thank you. What a man. You know, I think the speakers represented him well and showed the breadth of his commitment and dedication to us all. And one of the things I always like to talk about when I talk about Chubby is that we share the same birthday. So we would often call each other and say, hey, happy birthday, you know, and there's other people who fall on this February 10th date. But that is one of the special moments that every year, you know, I get to sing happy birthday to him. I first met him I saw him in action when I was on the Big Brothers Big Sisters board, and seeing Chubby pull together the community in the way he did to make the center to become, and they named it after him, which was so deserving too. But that was probably the way that he interacted with the community and gave so much and pulled the community together in a way that would benefit the boards that he sat on. And the people that he touched were forever changed. So I'm very grateful for this resolution, and I ask the members for their full support of my motion. Thank you.
Thank you. More discussion, Member Cook.
Thank you, Chair. I'm very grateful to Chubby for his mentorship, his friendship, his he was so accepting of everybody. He inspired me years ago that civic engagement was not only possible, but appropriate. I never thought that I would be, you know, engaged the way that I became engaged. He was a mentor and always, I can't say enough words of how wonderful he was and how much he meant. And his family, it resonates throughout him and his life. His family's phenomenal. Anyway, he will be missed but never forgotten.
Thank you. Anyone else? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. I speak in strong support of the resolution. Mahalo, Member Sugimura, for introducing it. As you all know, I didn't grow up on Maui, and I didn't grow up in politics. So I didn't have the privilege of knowing Mr. Vicens growing up. I know that there are many mo'olelo to share, and so I'll just add my one small mo'olelo to the many. In 2016, when I first ran for office, I was challenging or running against the incumbent at the time, challenging the status quo. And so the environment was often kind of hostile toward me, which I understood. And so when I first met Mr. Vicens, you know, there's just some intimidation to just what I was doing at the time. And he was, like everyone said, like so kind and welcoming. That at that time in my life, when things were so tumultuous, that kindness meant a lot to me. And so whenever I see him, that's what I think of. He truly lived up to his name, Ku'u Ho'apili, my dear close friend. Mahalo, Chair.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Well, Chubby, to me, was a true gentleman. As big as he was and imposing physically, he was a real gentleman. We golfed together a lot. We did a lot of things together. I supported him throughout his career when he constantly advocated for Big Brothers and Big Sisters, MEO, and a host of other social programs. I mean, he championed those programs. He was like a ambassador of love generosity. And like everybody says, that was his great trait, was to make people feel welcomed, that they belonged, and that they were important. And, obviously, his whole family is like that. So everybody in his family had the best example through him and his wife growing up, and it has been a privilege to know all of you. And like my colleagues, we are truly going to miss him, but we know he's busy up there, probably planning luau's with my mother. So, he's on a different journey, and one day we will all reunite, and I look forward to that day. So, members, all in favor of the resolution, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Doreen, would you like to come up and say something, or the family?
Oh, Chair, Corey is going to be speaking on behalf of the family this morning.
Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, Doreen. But if you want to say something, don't worry, because we're all family here. You don't have to be nervous.
It's my honor to get this award for my husband, who I know sat in your gallery for years. He loved Maui. We're from Oahu. But when we came to Maui, he said he felt like he died and went to heaven. And he continued to show his love for all of you that represented Maui. Never came home telling me he had a bad day. He always had a good day, and he loved his work. He loved the people he met. Even if they didn't know him in the elevator, he would say hello. They would be confused. Should I know this man? Everybody he met was aloha. That was what, and he instilled that in our children and in his grandchildren. And as I have gotten older, I have experienced all that he has shared, and they are continuing. I thank you. I thank you all for what you do, especially for our young people. They will carry on, just as he has left to go on another journey. You will carry on. You will carry the baton. Thank you. Thank you all who took the time to remember him. God bless.
Bless you too.
I wasn't expected to speak. So this is from my heart.
Thank you.
Chair, can we ask the family to take a photo?
I think Corey is going to say a few words.
Oh, Corey is, okay, sorry.
So I got the short straw. And my siblings said, oh, no, you can do it. And
Could you lower the mic? Yeah,
and that was something, some of his last few words to me is, you can do it. You have the strength. But aloha, Chair Lee.
Aloha.
Vice Chair Sugimura, and all of our council members. Mahalo, Councilmember Sugimura, for putting forth this reso and remembering and honoring Chubby, and all the council members for passing it and approving it unanimously today. Mahalo nui for keeping us in your prayers. Dad had such a presence, and he is missed tremendously each day, and we know not only by us. There were so many who cared for him and in his family. It has been so heartwarming to see that love and appreciation during this time, and a great source of comfort to my mom as well as all of us. He had a tremendous amount of respect for your work that is done in these chambers, and he spent many hours, if you've heard, providing testimony or reading through the agenda and vigorously taking his notes. I just came across all his notebooks with hours of writing in it. But he was here for 7 administrations, and he built friendships during that time with many council members. And he felt that if you wanted to make a change, you had to participate in the process, which is what he did very actively. My dad has had several wonderful chapters in his life, 90 of them. He had just made 60, he had just made 90, and for the last 39, the Maui community has only known his chapter here, although he had 50 plus years prior on Oahu, of which were his formative, of his values, his faith, that were instilled by his parents, his tutu, and ahana. By his educators and those he worked with were rooted in him and lasted his lifetime. Dad was a son, a brother, a grandson, a nephew, cousin, friend, athlete, coach, if you've heard some stories, husband, a teammate, a co-worker, father, grandfather, a great-grandfather. He's got 2 in the gallery, and he's got grandchildren in the gallery here today with us as well. So we'd say that he lived a life well lived. He always said some of his happiest times was growing up in Kalihi with his parents, his tutu and his cousins, music, laughter, getting together, all kinds of fun and mischief. He ended up at St. Louis College, it was known at that time, after burning down a bush in elementary school, fooling around. My grandfather said to him that he was not going to end up on a different path that was possible living in the neighborhood that they were in, so he sent him there. My grandfather also imparted to him he either needed to learn how to fight or learn how to run. So my father learned how to run, and he was at end at St. Louis College, and where he went to Purdue and played football. And he got his speed from staying out of trouble. That was one chapter. And that was until he met my mom. He was in his summer before senior year. He was 17. She was 16. They were working in the cannery. Unbeknownst to her, he saw her. He said to his friend, "You see that gal? I'm going to marry her one day." And so the next chapter of his life with her lasted over 72 years. And the next chapter was us. My father has 3 girls, 1 boy. He really wanted 6 girls. We talk amongst ourselves and think, what's crazy already? What would it have been like? But it was fun. And we were and have been so blessed to witness their love, but also to be their children, his daughters and his son, and be along for it all. I had the privilege of helping my dad with his dialysis treatment in our home for almost 3 years, which meant lots of hours together, a lot of talking, sometimes a lot of silence, or him humming a Hawaiian song I didn't know. But collectively, we've had a lifetime of great memories, and we were reminiscing about one of them with my brother. As the only boy and the youngest boy, youngest of all of us, there was a lot of attention that came my brother's way. And so they had their own bond. And Dad would pick him up after volleyball practice, and they would drive home. So my father loved custard pie. And my brother loved custard. On one occasion, they came through the door and said, "We have custard pie for dessert." Oh, great. We all feel like, oh, this is wonderful. I take the garbage out after, and what do I find in the garbage? An empty container, an empty custard pie container that my brother and my father had eaten before they had even walked in the door. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about some of the good memories and fun that we had with Dad. Happily, we were able to give him all of what he wished for in these last few years, including his 90th birthday in Vegas, Super Bowl weekend, and Chinese New Year. This was his trifecta. Couldn't get better. Sports, playing craps, and eating Chinese food. He was truly blessed. I think the only exception in the recent year has been the loss of his beloved Hope Healy. The loss of these two are our patriarchs is what has been most difficult for our Ohana. He loved life, and he lived aloha in every interaction and everything that came with it. He just wanted to be around it, and he wanted more. He wanted to be 95. He wanted more Vegas and playing craps with his Ohana, taking over the table. He wanted more time watching his greats play their sports, more time with my mom in these golden years, more time watching his UH sports, and more time watching Hallmark, to her chagrin. So it is now the next generation to take the paddle and navigate his legacy. As he said to them before he passed, he did not expect them to do all the things he did, but what he did want was for them to be respectful, kind, love one another, take care of one another, help others, and be leaders themselves in whatever their paths led to. You always want time, more time with your people. And we had a great amount of time, but we're selfish. We miss the good mornings when he would stroll from their room across the courtyard. So for now, we're going to move forward, and we say ahui ho, with aloha. We love you. We love this community. And we thank you again for bringing and honoring our father. Mahalo.
Thank you. Members, do you have any questions? If not, oh, Darlene, you want to say something? Sorry.
Mahalo, Chair Lee and Vice Chair Ukele and all council members here. Thank you so much for this honor. It means a lot to our family. It means a lot to my mom. We were just discussing how my dad forbid her to be in the chambers because she would get so upset because, he was always challenged. But he just took it. And I did ask this question. I'm only sharing this because it's council. I did ask him, how do you stand there and just take what they dish out? And our dear friend Wayne Nishiki was number one. And he said, because it's not personal. Darling, it's not personal. It's they have their opinions and they have their concerns. They have the right to say that, but it's not directed to me in a personal manner. So that is how I can stand there and take that. So I thought that was really great to think about, for us to sometimes we get a little defensive or soft-skinned about things, but are they really talking about us, or are they just talking about the topic, And I came to the council because my dad said, I know you're really happy where you're at, and you do a really good job there. But I think it's time. I was just turning 50. He said, I think it's time you go on another path. And I'm like, what? And then that is how I came to the council, and I worked for Gladys. And so I continued with Gladys until she retired, and then I went upstairs with Mayor Victorino. So I learned a lot. He was right. There was things that I did not know. I really wasn't that interested, but that I had to become interested because now it was my job, So, but I learned a lot. I learned what you go through and what a lot of the public doesn't see. But I am going to share one thing that my dad said, and he said this at the Ko'i Award. And this is to all of the Maui Kanakas out there, Wihinis as well as Kanes, Kikis. We all deserve to have a voice and a seat, like Bruce said, at the table. Nothing that we're saying that we're superior or no one else deserves that. That's not where he was coming from. He was just saying that sometimes as our culture, we tend to stand back. And what he shared was, don't stand back. Stand up. Be proud. Say what you have to say. Everybody has great opinions, and nobody will know it unless it's shared. So I just wanted to leave that with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlene. Would you like to say something? Please do.
Thank you for honoring my dad today. I wasn't going to say anything. Being from the mainland for the last 40 years, I've missed a lot. But what I've seen over the last month of being here was the staggering amount of service that my dad did for the islands and the respect and civility that he had towards the Hawaiian culture. I will never ever do that much in my life, and I'm 62 years old. But to watch him being honored today, I wasn't going to say anything, but I need to thank the entire chamber for this, because there's one thing that my dad taught our entire family, is that you might have disagreements with people, but deep down, they're still a human, and you respect them. And so I think if we walk away from anything today, is that this chamber might have disagreements with fellow chamber members, but the bottom line is that we're all human. You treat them with civility, you treat them with respect, and they're just disagreements. And when you can put some of those disagreements aside, the outcome is greater in working together. So I thank you guys today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, now, could we ask you to come to the center of the room, and then maybe you can just push the chair? Yeah, and then we can take a photo with your family.
I was trying not to. I gotta get Hi, Chair. Just start we on damage control. It's all good.
Right, Chair, proceeding with the presentation of oral testimony. The first testifier is Rebecca Wimmer, testifying on Bill 75, and she will be followed by Tom Ravy. Rebecca Wimmer? Oh, yep.
Rebecca who? Oh, okay.
Thank you for having me. Honorable council members, we are so grateful that you are hearing about Bill 75. So I am here as a resident of Lahaina Residential. There were 60 units in that residence, and they were all demolished completely by the fire. I have pictures of the demolished that I presented. Much gratitude on agreeing to this meeting on our behalf. My name is Rebecca Wimmer. I am a retired educator as of 2020, having taught for 47 years, 23 of them in King Kamehameha III Elementary School, next to the beloved banyan tree. I moved to Lahaina from Oahu in 1996. I vividly recall my first viewing of Unit 204, located directly adjacent to Front Street. The bedroom window faced to view the West Maui Mountains with the Lahaina L clearly visible. The open area living room had large sliding glass doors with a view of Lanai and the channel. There were large shower trees that arched the entryway to the parking area. Plumeria trees touched the second-story lanai with bountiful blossoms that I could reach out and touch. The mortgage payments began in 1997. Then in 2003, I completely remodeled it. Drywall removal, electrical rewire upgrade, reconfigured some walls, enlarged the bathroom and kitchen, enlarged closet space, customized new kitchen cabinets with glass doors and recessed lights, granite countertops, new appliances, new windows, and new window coverings. Freshly painted interior tile floors throughout, ceramic. In 2017, Bishop Estates had already offered purchase of the land to owners. I was one of the last making that move, which is why I am still paying a mortgage. August 8, 2023. All 60 units were totally destroyed, and we had no warning. Sometime that morning.
Time.
Am I allowed to continue?
Could you conclude in 30 seconds, please?
Sometime that morning, my phone went dead, and then later the television went dead. I had no way of knowing that the fire was moving that quickly. I abandoned my unit when the plumeria trees were on fire and the roof was on fire. I made it out with my Mini Cooper and my pet cockatoo in her carryall and one change of clothes. I am so grateful that you are willing to consider us in this bill, and I'm asking you to please vote yes. We are underinsured and we need your help. Thank you.
Questions, members? If not, thank you.
Chair, the next testifier is Tom Ravy, testifying on Bill 75, and he will be followed by Walter Kanamu.
Good morning, and thank you for hearing my testimony, Council.
Appreciate your guys' consideration on this bill, 75. My name's Tom Ravy. I'm the president of the board of directors for Lahaina Residential. Rebecca's story is multiplied by 60. It's been a traumatic time for our homeowners, and this ray of hope with this bill is a godsend to our homeowners. I want to thank Moana. This bill would not be possible without her interaction when I was traversing the halls of Town Hall trying to find someone to speak to about some help. She went above and beyond and came out and helped me get contact with Hawaiian Community Lending, and they've been fantastic, and I want to send a thank you out to them also. We are a 60-unit complex. We don't allow short-term rentals. We have 31 occupant units. We have about 5 or 6 that are part-time that are Hawaii residents but live there part-time. And then the rest are long-term rentals. So we are a unique property because we do not allow short-term rentals at our property. We're a very unique community. Rebecca is a symbol of what we have going on at our place. There's a lot of retirees there. We have tradespeople, we have doctors, we have nurses. They're all part of the Lahaina community. The harsh reality is we have a big shortfall. Our costs at this point look to be around $35 million. We had $10 million in insurance. So this is going to be made up by proceeds from the lawsuit, hopefully, and also from homeowners' assessments. A lot of our homeowners are unable to come up with the money that's going to be required. This grant is going to assist those owners in many ways, emotionally and also financially. This grant aligns perfectly with the goals of the county by providing housing for Lahaina residents after the fire that they lost, and also opportunities in the future for Lahaina residents in the term of long-term rentals. We have a lot of fixed incomes at our unit, as Rebecca has pointed out. So this will go a long way for providing some comfort to those folks and some needed financing for the project. Bottom line is we just want to go home. That's all we're trying to do. We're working our butts off trying to get it done. So your help is much appreciated. Please vote yes on the bill. Thank you.
Questions, Member Paulton?
Thank you, Mr. Ravy, for your testimony. I just wanted to clarify, your position is board president of the AOAO?
Correct.
And you've spoken with all of the unit owners, and they're all on board. We did receive 7 tranches of emails in support. Would you be willing to be a resource when the vote comes up if any of the members had any questions, if they need it?
Absolutely. That's why I'm here. I appreciate you answering that question. Yeah, speak to all the regular owners regularly. Trust me on that as we've went through this process. And yes, there's overwhelming support for this program.
Thank you. Chair, is it okay to have Mr. Ravy be a resource as he's the president of the board for Lahaina Residential?
Members, any objections? Yep, sure. Please come back or stay with us.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I do have a quick question, though. You mentioned either the units are owner occupied or they're rented long term. Do you know if the rents are affordable?
Oh yeah, they're generally rented at market value. So whatever that is.
Okay, I'll probably be asking you more questions about that.
All right. I don't know. I don't have any statistics on what the rent was at the time of the fire. Only anecdotally that it's always been an affordable place to live and an attractive place for the community.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, thank you. And we'll take the next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Walter Kanamu testifying on Bill 81, and he will be followed by Budget Director Milner.
Aloha kakahiaka.
Aloha.
O laka ka hoi vai kanamu ko ui noa. Noho awa kupa o waiau ko Maui. Ma'anei e ia au ike iala. In the year 1776, 250 years ago, Kamehameha Kekuaupio came from the Big Island with Kalani Pu'u. Prior to their arriving on Maui, Kahekili found out that they were coming. So he enlisted men from Oahu, Molokai, and Lanai to help protect Maui. 7 lao of men came from the Big Island. 1 lao is 400 men. There would be 2,800 men that came from the Big Island to battle in Kakanilua, Maui. So you're talking over 5,000 warriors. At the end of the battle, Maui had nobody standing. The Big Island only had 2. In the year 2009, Maui started sending barges of sand to Honolulu for the rail project. Over 400 barges were sent over the years. To this day, well, not even to this day, from the start till 2022, there were 10 vehicle accidents. 10 people died in vehicle accidents due to the rail project. They crashed into the pillars, and that was only up till 2022. The first settlement was just made for one of the victims, which was $3 million. They haven't even talked about the deaths from 22 to 26. All kinds of things happen on Maui. Companies close. People died. People get sick. Nobody knows why. You're talking about a lot of Hawaiian warriors in the sand dunes. And that's what I was here to protect from 2009. I made a documentary in 2016 that showed in Iaup, and it showed in Akaku, and it showed in all the TV stations in Oahu.
Can you finish in 30 seconds?
Okay, but I have a question too. Today we honored 1 man for 1 hour. Can we honor 5,000 Hawaiian warriors for more than 3 minutes? I'm sorry. So, what can we do? Malama Kakanilua is trying to preserve the land in which all these Hawaiians were. I know guys that worked the barge and said they were loading the barge. And one time they were loading the barge with sand and they saw a skull rolling down the sand. Equipment operators, masons, people in the ditches. Mentally, physically, it all affected them. Can we stop doing this? Let Malama Kakanilua help preserve the land and help preserve people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions? By the way, there's a lot of support for your group. Yep.
Chair, the next testifier is Budget Director Leslie Milner, testifying on Resolutions 26, 77, and 78, Bills 79 and 82, and she will be followed by Heather Ross.
Aloha, Chair. Aloha, Council members.
Aloha.
I will start off with Resolution 2677. This is authorizing the acceptance of a donation of $5,000 from Charles E. Troxel and Amy J. Struthers for recovery from the Kona Low storm. These were visitors to our island who felt moved by the damage they saw and wrote a check to the county. So I just want to mahalo them and ask that you support this donation. for 2678. This is a donation of $1,000 from the Walmart Spark Good Grants team. This will be used for La Ohana Community Workdays project for community strengthening through outreach and engagement at the Lahaina Royal Complex. This will be administered by the Department of OEB Resources, and I would just like to give a shout out to their team there. They reached out to Walmart and got these funds, so they're doing a great job. And for both of these departments have line items in the budget for private donations, so there's no need for a budget amendment. For Bill 79, this is Appendix A, Part 1, Department of Agriculture. This is a $10,000 grant from the State Department of Health. The funds will be subawarded to the Molokai Homestead Youth Council and be used for the Molokai Youth Food Summit. We have talked to the state and agreed to be the subawardee, as it's apparently a little more complicated for them to grant the funds directly to the organization. And finally, Bill 82, this is Office of the Mayor under the South Maui Residency Area Funds, $10,000 for MEDB for the STEMWorks After School Program for Kanali'i Elementary School. I will let Councilmember Cook speak more on this, but this was a request from his office. Thank you, Chair.
Question, Member Sinensi.
Mahalo, Chair. Mahalo, Budget Director. Hope you got some rest. You mentioned private donations. What would be the process should we receive or people wanted to donate to any of the county causes?
Thank you, Chair. I believe in the past they have reached out directly to the departments. They've been able to send checks, and then we need to do these resolutions to authorize the acceptance of the funds before the department can utilize them.
Any more questions? Member Batangan.
Thank you, Chair. Budget Director, I have a question on Bill 79. You said the funds are from the state of Hawaii, but the reso itself and then the cover letter that came with it said they're for the state of Hawaii. Can you clarify which direction the money's going?
Thank you, Chair. Apologies if the letter said for the state of Hawaii. It should be from the state of Hawaii Department of Health.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Any more questions? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. Mahalo, Budget Director, for your testimony this morning. Did you speak to the amendment for, I forget, that was 78, Malama Kakanilua?
Bill 81.
81.
Thank you, Chair. It's my understanding the body may want to have had more discussion on that bill. So if they prefer to send it to committee or take other action today, that's, the body's will. I will just say that during the budget session and in written correspondence, I did say we were going to submit this. So I wanted to be a budget director of my word. So I submitted the amendment. Thank you, Chair.
Mahalo, Director. So, okay, committee then. I guess my question is timing, because it's May and then the end of the fiscal year. So if this were to pass, would that be enough time to put out an RFP and then to execute a contract?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councilmember. I can't guarantee that we'd have time. I would just like to say this has nothing to do with the work of Malama Kakanilua. This has to do with us reviewing our processes and needing to do it as a grant, or as a contract rather than a grant. It does not in any way speak to the work and stewardship that they have done. So I just want to make that clear.
Mahalo, Budget Director. And last question regarding that is, so if the budget amendment for Malama Kakanilua does not pass today, in FY27, the contract or the RFP for a contract could be put out then?
Thanks, Mayor Rollins Fernandez. Yes, we could do it in fiscal year 27 if the funds are still in the budget.
Mahalo, Budget Director. Mahalo, Chair.
What do you mean if the funds are still in the budget?
Thank you, Chair. I didn't write any notes on this one, so I don't have it in front of me. If it's in a revolving fund other than the open space fund, it will lapse on June 30th. Or if it's just in the general budget, it will lapse on June 30th.
I think because we had this discussion before on that property and the funding, I think it was clear that the council is supporting this group, and that the working out the contract versus a grant is an internal process that can be handled by you, right? So, the idea is that where we want to go. So, let's work together to get there.
Thank you, Chair. I agree.
Okay, good. Any more questions? Member Batangan.
Thank you, Chair. So regarding Bill 81, so this one's to amend the Economic Development and Cultural Programs Revolving Funds, but Malama Kakanilu was also in the Open Space Fund. Are you guys planning to transmit a budget amendment for that one as well?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councilmember Batangan. I'm reviewing with Corporation Counsel, and if necessary, we will do that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Vice Chair Sugimura and then Member Paulton.
So looks like the administration is kicking this back because of that contract grant discussion that we had, right? Because it's county land, and so therefore you're taking the you or Corp Counsel is taking the position that this no longer qualifies? Is that what's going on? Or should I ask Corp Counsel?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councilmember Sugimura. I will defer to Corp Counsel if they have anything to add. But yes, it's our understanding that if the agreement is solely for stewardship of county-owned property, that the more appropriate vehicle is a contract rather than a grant.
I think we have other properties or other situations similarly that we're not taking this position. So to me, it's very unusual, but I will dive into it when we get to it. Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, what your point is, if it applies to one, it applies to all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Member
Big Beach and, like Jaws and, that Haiku Community Association, they clean all our property. There's other situations. So this seems like it's being singled out, which is very uncomfortable to me. So we need more clarification. So thank you.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Yes, Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Milner. Sorry, my fan. I guess my question is on the Economic Development and Cultural Programs Revolving Fund. I thought when we went over it, it was a 000. So how are we then having an amendment bill to delete 200,000 from zero? Is somebody gonna owe money?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councilmember Paul. No, we're not deleting the condition itself. We're just deleting the named entity because we're not supposed to name an entity if it's going to be contracted. If this isn't contracted by June 30th, the funding will lapse and return to the estimated balance. So if the body prefers at first reading, I'm happy to request an amendment to add that funding to next fiscal year, along with the conditional language to provide additional time for the contract process.
And I guess I would agree with Member Sugimura. How is Malama Kakanilua any different than Malama Hamakualoa or other named grantees stewarding county lands?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councilmember Paulton. I don't believe they are. We're taking a thorough review of the budget document to confirm which need to be contracts and grants. This happened to be the first one to come up. It is not intended to single out Malama Kakanilua in any way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? If not, thank you, Budget Director.
Thank you, Chair.
Chair, the next testifier is Heather Ross. She'll be followed by Casey Seats. And please let us know which item or items you're testifying on.
Online?
There we go. Sorry. Good morning, Council Chair Lee and Council Vice Chair Sugimura and the members of the Maui County Council. I appreciate you hearing our testimony. My name is Heather Ross, and I am the Vice Principal at Kamali'i Elementary School, and I'm testifying today in support of Bill number 82 for Kamali'i Elementary School. We are grateful to Councilman Cook for supporting Kamali'i Elementary School's STEM program in conjunction with STEMworks and the opportunity for our teacher leaders to showcase their accomplishments as presenters at the NCSM annual conference and the NCTM, or National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, annual meeting and exposition in Colorado. This is a great opportunity for our teachers to work in conjunction with STEMworks and MEDB to attend and present at 2 prestigious national math conferences. They have been selected to share the work that's been happening in our classrooms, the thinking of our students, and the innovative practices of our teachers on a national stage. It is meaningful recognition of what's happening here at Kamali'i and across Maui County. As a school leader, I see firsthand how impactful opportunities like this are. Our teachers are being recognized for their innovative place-based STEM practices that are engaging students in meaningful real-world learning. This recognition represents not only our school, but Maui County and the state of Hawaii. The purpose of this funding goes far beyond attending a conference. It strengthens our STEM programs locally, across the county and the state by allowing our educators to learn from others across the country, bring back high quality instructional practices and continue to grow as leaders in education. Just as important, our team is committed to sharing what they learn. They will support students, others, teachers, collaborate across schools, and contribute to strengthening STEM education throughout Maui County. Thank you for the opportunity to testify and for supporting STEMworks programs in Maui County.
Thank you. Members, questions? If not, thank you very much. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Casey Seitz, and please let us know which item you're testifying on. She'll be followed by Cheryl Hata.
Aloha, Council Chair and Council members. My name is Casey Seitz, and I am the Curriculum Coordinator and Enrichment Teacher at Kamali'i Elementary School in Kihei. I'm testifying today in support of Bill number 82 for Kamali'i Elementary School. I want to echo what Vice Principal Ross just said and thank her for her incredible support of educators here in our school. Together, we're deeply grateful to Councilmember Cook for supporting our school always and the STEM programming, and for this possible opportunity to attend and present at the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics this fall. A group of teachers was invited not to just present, but to tell the mo'olelo of our students and to share the work of our incredible teachers. This recognition comes directly from what's happening every day in our classrooms here on Maui. At Kamali'i, our work is grounded in place. We believe Maui itself is a classroom where students learn through their community, their experiences, and the ike that shapes who they are. Through project-based learning and place-based learning, students are engaged here in meaningful work that connects to their lives and to their future. This opportunity allows us to represent Maui County and the state of Hawaii on a national stage, sharing what's possible for our students when the STEM and mathematics learning is meaningful and connected to our place. At the same time, it gives us access to high quality resources, current research, and innovative practices for our educators across the county. We bring that learning back to our classrooms, to our teachers, and to other schools, so the impact directly benefits our students. Every day we see our students begin to see themselves differently as thinkers, problem solvers, and people whose ideas matter. This investment helps us continue to grow these opportunities for our keiki. Mahalo for the opportunity to testify and for your continued support of STEMworks programs for teachers and students across Maui County. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, any questions? If not, thank you again. May we have the next testifier?
Chair, the next testifier is Cheryl Hata, testifying on Bill 81, and she'll be followed by Kanilua Kamanu.
Good morning, Chair and Council members. Thank you for allowing me to testify today. My name is Cheryl Hota, and I'm an officer and Board of Director for Malamaka Kanilua. So I'm here today to oppose Bill 81. I have more questions than answers, and I'm really confused as to how we ended up here trying to get deleted from our kuleana that we've been malaming for quite a while now. And I can say that we've asked for a ROE, we've asked for water permit, we even applied for grants. So I ask you, Council, can you ask the administration, why are we here on this bill as being deleted? I don't understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions from Member Paulton and then Vice Chair Sugimura.
I just wanted to clarify, you guys are even doing the work even though the county is not upholding their end of the bargain?
Absolutely. We have purchased commercial, equipment, saws, and we have been out there doing work. Yes, we have.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
Yeah, thank you. I like how you said why are we being deleted? I mean, that is exact questions that we have that we tried to pose earlier. So thank you very much. I think I
Thank you.
stand with you, so thank you.
Mahalo.
Yeah,
Question
just-
from Member Senensi.
Thank you, Ms. Hota, for your just for clarification, you guys have applied for the funding with the county,
Yes, we
Okay.
have put in for
the funds?
funding, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Kaniloa Kamaunu, followed by Clara Pana, both testifying on Bill 81.
Lomai kako, kainloa kamana koinoa. Mokopuni o Maui. I come in front of this council not as a native Hawaiian. I claim my right as a subject of the Kingdom of Kauai Aina. I've done this for many years, according to what I understand. And with this, when the lady that was up here previously, before Cheryl, said we weren't being singled out, your own agenda item specifically only has one name. When Paulton asked of the others, I don't see them here. It only specifically states Malama Kakanilua. So I don't know if this council remembers how long ago we started advocating for the Iwi Kupuna. What we have done in the sand dunes alone, from Waihe'e all the way out to Ma'alaya. Our stuff was not only singled out in this area. We've been fighting developments for years in the area. We had to spend our own money to go to court to get recognized, to be able to exercise those rights. So deleting us, you can never delete us, because according to your own Article 12, Section 7, you are bound by state constitutional law that we remain there because we are the property owners. The Iwi Kupuna is throughout there. We forewarned many developers for years. Every place in there is, and there isn't one development that has not given up our Iwi Kupuna. And you telling us you're going to delete us? Who are you to decide that? I took time off many years, and you dare come to me and tell me you're taking me off? They ain't nobody. I spent my blood out there, my sweat. I never needed your money. I never wanted your money. My constituents decided to do that. I would never take anything from the criminals. My Iwi Kupuna, me, I stand there for them. I cry on those mountains. I gave everything to the point where I come sick. I am old. I still stand. And I'm here today. Nobody erasing me. Nobody erasing my kupuna. Do whatever you like. Take the money. I don't care. You're going to see me out there. I am who I am. Kanaka Maui. Kikyo Kaina.
Time.
These are my lands. And these are my people. And I think whatever necessary action it is to keep them safe. Because I'm tired of the degradation that our people are shown. They take our people and throw them through holes like they're garbage.
Please conclude.
There is no conclusion. 2005, I've been here, and I'm still standing for the same thing. Why? Mahalo.
Questions, members? No questions. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Clara Apana, testifying on Bill 81. She'll be followed by Victoria Kaluna Palafox.
You can start.
Thank you, Claire Apana from Wailuku. It is difficult to be testifying again about this subject. What I have just given you is a letter from the United Nations Committee on Racial Discrimination, and we went to them. Thank you to, I guess, Noelani Ahia, who spearheaded that for Malama Kakanilua, to ask them for help to stop the sand mining that was going on in the Pu'uoni sand dunes. And they responded with a notice to the county of potential violation of the CERD rules. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and I know that I'm kind of preaching to the choir here because you have supported Malama Kakanilua being able to do this little part of bringing peace for all the discretion, the egregious things that have happened to our iwi kupuna. And we thank you for your support and hope that you will not pass this resolution and this ordinance. I also want to refer to Bianca Isaki's testimony, which should be in your folders. I was not able to print mine today, but in hers, I have a timeline of how many times we have come forward on these matters, and including trying to get this land after the county purchased it for the Hawaiian people to be put in preservation, to move it forward to the place where it will be a real preservation and protected. And that list is just to show you that we have made our efforts and that we have been quite ignored by the administration. And recently, if you see in her testimony, there is also a attachment which shows a list of things that was sent to us in March that said, if you are any of these particular areas, if you fall into any of these areas, you do not qualify to get a contract, or you do not qualify to have a line item grant. We do not fall into any of those areas, and we made that clear to OED that we do not fall into that. We did not get an answer. We got this as an answer. Let's take you off of here. So I hope that you can get an answer for us, because we have answered them. We have put in the grants as they asked, and it took me fully 6 months to find where we're supposed to go with this line item.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Members, do you have
so much.
questions? Member Paulton has a question for you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Opana. I just wanted to clarify, were you corresponded with or communicated with other than this being posted on the agenda?
We have been, we were told that we were supposed to do a grant proposal, which we did, 2 of them, and turned it in on time in October. And since then, we did not get any communication. And so we kept writing back to the OED department to say, what is the status of our grant? Is it okay? What do you want us to do? What do we need to do? And we got one correction in January, a little minor clerical thing. We corrected it right away. And then we didn't hear anything until March. And every month, at least, we write to them and ask them for an update. So in March, we get this letter that says, well, if you fall into any of these categories, you are not eligible to have a line item grant. And that is when we answered them and said, we don't fall into any of these categories. And we did not get a response. I guess this is our response.
So nobody contacted you that this would be placed on the agenda?
No.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Member Johnson, and then Member Batangan.
Thank you, Chair. Ms. Apana, first off, I want to thank you for your work, but I also want to apologize. I don't know why it's this hard to get funding. I've been trying to work with this administration for over a year and a half on this type of issue. It's very frustrating. So I want to clarify, did you have any meetings, or was it just done through letters?
It was done by us submitting emails in the portal for the grants. And I also have called, and I mean, the response we got intimated that we had been given a response, but we have always been given a response of, we don't know, we don't know.
I guess, Ms. Apana, do you have a point person? Is there someone you can just pick up the phone and call and say, how's the status?
Yes, we
What do I need to do? Who is that person?
It's Maria Ornelas, who in the past has been absolutely a fabulous person to speak to and work with as in a grant situation. And we worked with her for 3 years on another grant in which the county granted us a line item grant. So we're really confused about what is going on.
Yeah.
And we're very worried about all of the small people who have line item grants who could be affected by the whim of the budget. You know, they don't even answer us. And I think this would be a terrible precedent to set. I mean, all of the other projects that are already ongoing with communities, bringing forth all of their people, bringing communities together. This would be a terrible precedent. I hope that this council will really flesh it all out and get a real answer from the administration about this.
Thank you, Ms. Apana.
And because I didn't get to print my testimony, I just wanted to say, if you could roll this over, if we cannot get this resolved and get a contract by the June date, if you could roll this over so that there be more time to work on this and get clear about what is actually going on, we would really appreciate that.
It does sound like, we need more time to discuss this. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Member Batangan.
Thank you, Chair. Ms. Apana, you had reached out to me when I first got appointed to this position to speak about this and the other appropriation in the open space fund. Following that conversation, I reached out to the mayor's office and was told that they were not going to be distributing the money because they were changing their process for what constitutes a grant versus what constitutes a contract. But this appropriation was on the book since July 1st of last year, and the open space fund had been on the book since the Victorino administration. Had you gotten a response as to why the money wasn't distributed prior to this new policy change? I guess I'm trying to understand why, if the money had been appropriated, for years and you had been applying for years, did you get any sort of guidance as to what changes needed to be made to the application before this new policy was put in place?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. The way it was written for the $500,000 grant, which is the one that you're talking about that has been on there for years, it was written that Malama Kakanilua would, in cooperation with various people from the county, be making a plan to move this forward. We could not get the mayor's office to give us more than one appointment so that we could move this forward. And that is why the money has sat there, because for some reason, we could not get the cooperation to get the people who were mentioned from the county council ordinance that bought this land to meet and work on it. And believe me, if you know me, we have tried, and the mayor's secretary knows how many times I have called and asked for just to talk to them, and we have gotten no answer. So that is one reason, and that is the reason why we came last year to be named as the people who will do this, because obviously we're the only ones with interest right now in getting the lands preserved and the due respect given to the land and the iwi kupuna. So that is why you are seeing this $200,000 grant, so that we could start the plan and get the preservation solidified for this land. And that is why you see that the grants have been written this year, because we were given the ability to be the people in charge and to get it done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
Earlier, it was mentioned, and I think you probably would know this, that you've already spent money on this project thinking that your grant was coming.
Yes.
Do you have a number, or did you already submit that to the council, or could you submit that information to us?
I could, and I'll just say that it's just for this year, for this time period, for this grant period, or this fiscal time period, it is upwards of $2,000 plus many hours of volunteer time.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions? If not, thank you. We will work on this, believe me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really worry for all of our Hawaiian projects, especially on the Aina. Mahalo.
Chair, the next testifier is Victoria Kaluna Palafox, testifying on Bill 81, and she will be followed by Sanoi Ka'ihue.
Okay, after this testifier, members, we're going to take a break, short recess. Return at 11:05. Hi.
Aloha no e ana chair, a me na assist chair, he mea e na council, o Wikoli a Kaluna Palafox, e noho ma ke never ma okumehame. I come before you to share with you all the over 15 years that I have been with Claire Apana. I am the peacemaker. I am the one that carries the pule of our people and our elders. My position had been from Pu'ukohola time in the commitment that we placed upon that area to be peacemakers wherever we go, to respect the things that are, and to protect ourselves and our people from the things that are not. I have been with the Malamaka Kaniloa for these many years, and I can share with you, we sleep in the space of our kupuna. We do vigils there. The purpose of the vigil is to make that connection with our kupunas, to allow us or not allow us to enter into this space. This is a cultural thing, pure culture. We do not move, even if the iwi is within the earth, we do not move without permission. I am strong on that. the prayers that are utilized in the time of reinterment, as we have helped Shipti to reintern all the bones that they had stored for over 30 years in the refrigerated space. We were asked to come and malama. We went into this refrigerator and saw our kupuna's bone in paper package with little notes of black ink. That's all. No more reference to where they really came from. Our kuleana was to return done, and the visiting of these spaces that we know ma is very important to us all, especially if you don't understand. We stand for you. Maybe your kupuna stay over there. We're not sure what happened hundreds of years ago. But we lay our body and we protect them. We know there's not only Hawaiians inside the Aina.
Can you
It's
conclude?
okay. Please, do not remove Malamaka Kaniloa. I pay for all my traversing to other nations. Peru, Dakotas, the Lakotas, Canada.
Thank you.
We pay our own money from our pockets. It is not about the money. It is about the dignity that
Thank
we
you very
carry.
much. Members,
Mahalo.
members, do you have any questions? If not, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now, members, I'm going to call a short recess until 11:00. It's 7 and 5. Yeah, 11:05. Recess. Will the council meeting of May 1st, 2026 please reconvene? It is 11:10. Ms. Clerk, let's continue with testimony.
Thank you, Chair. Currently, the last person signed up to testify is Sanoe Ka'aihue online. Please go ahead and unmute.
Good morning, Chair Lee, Vice Chair Sugimura, and the rest of the council. Thank you for having me. And I will be testifying on resolutions 26-78 as well as 26-80. And they kind of both sort of tie in together, so I'm going to try and keep it to 3 minutes for all of it. But I think what people are kind of, and was a little bit shocking to me, is that $1,000 doesn't seem like a lot to go very far. We were a recipient, our agency, Women Helping Women, for this particular grant as well a few years back. And I can tell you that $1,000 doesn't sound like much. However, it can be sort of the make or break for certain projects. And so I definitely know and am in strong support that you folks will pass this through. And, you know, it goes without saying that some of the work that the OEB resources will be doing is that, you know, they provide us with an opportunity as Native Hawaiians to be able to continue doing my work, which is extremely vital. I also can tell you that incorporating cultural values in the healing process for survivors produces a wholeness that clinical supervision and interventions cannot provide. And I just urge you guys to really pass this through. I know you guys will. I'm super confident. You guys have been making amazing decisions, you know, thus far. And with that, this lease for our agency is vital as well. Again, those interventions with Native Hawaiian culture and practices and values brings kind of this wholeness to a person. So over 50% of the population that we serve is Native Hawaiian, has identified as Native Hawaiian. I'm sure there's many more that have passed through our doors that hasn't indicated so. And as far as our leadership goes, the majority of us are all Native Hawaiian. And so that's important. When you're working with a demographic that is over 50% Hawaiian, we really need to be able to provide safety and support. So I am also confident and in strong support that you guys will continue this lease. It will outlive me by many years as my time with the agency. And so thank you, folks, and thank you for the work that you folks are doing.
Thank you. Members, questions? Gabe Johnson, Member Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Sanoe. Thank you for all the hard work you do. You know, in regards to your lease, I want to let the members know the time sensitivity of it. So do you know the date that it expires? I know it's just around the corner.
Absolutely just around the corner. And we've been, it sort of kind of comes down to the wire. And, you know, it's been a 30-year lease. And so this is going to be another 30-year lease. And like I said, it's going to outlive my time here at this agency for sure.
Okay, so I have it down as current license to occupy expires June 30th, members of 2026. So that's why I wanted to clarify that for everybody's information. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
You're welcome. And since I have been with the agency for 40 years, I knew about the lease. And it's scheduled for floor action as well as $1,000. So don't worry about that. Okay? Any more questions? Okay, next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is J.C. Law. Please let us know which item you're testifying on.
Aloha ka'aha o ke kalana. I'm speaking about the Olelo Ho'ohiki Kupa'a, the Pledge of Allegiance. And this thing changes like, you guys know how it is. Luna Ho'omoluli, how every day it changes and you write a letter and then it changes again, then you have to write another letter to cover that letter. So that's what I've been doing. So thank you for the person that's translating the agendas into Olelo Hawaiian. So I'm going to continue this article from Adam Kiave Manalo Camp from the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. I was talking about the last time there was these guys that worked for the Republic of Hawaii surveillance called the Specials. And the next paragraph goes on. It says, one of the most prominent non-Kanaka Maoli royalists was Paul Newman, and that's with two N's. A German Jewish attorney, Newman served as Attorney General under King Kalakaua and later became Queen Liliuokalani's legal counsel and confidant. He assisted the Queen in drafting the proposed 1893 Constitution and following the overthrow traveled to Washington, D.C. to argue for her restoration at a time when the United States was moving decisively toward overseas empire. And I'll stop there and thank you guys for your time and thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you. Questions, members? If not, thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Lala Johnson. Please let us know which item you're testifying on.
Aloha, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, mahalo. Aloha, Chair and members of the council. Olala Johnson Okoinoa from Wai'ehu. I stand in strong opposition to the proposed amendment removing Malama Kakanilua from the Waiale Culture Preserve planning process. On June 10, 2021, this council unanimously passed Bill 52, Ordinance 5223, creating the Economic Development and Culture Programs Evolving Fund. The purpose of that fund is clear: to support economic development, restore culture and historic sites, promote culture programs, and improve the overall economic, cultural, and social well-being of the County of Maui. That is exactly the work Malama Kakanilua has been doing. For over 5 years, they have been on the front lines protecting kupuna iwi in this area. They have gone to court, stood in peaceful protests, and upheld their cultural kuleana to ensure these ancestral remains are treated with dignity. This is not abstract work. This is cultural restoration in action. Section 3.81 was created to support organizations doing this kind of work. It is not exclusive to one group, but Malama Kakanilua clearly fits the purpose and intent of this fund. What is deeply concerning is that although they qualified, applied, and were included, the funds were never released. So the question should not be why Malama Kakanilua is involved. The question should be why has a group doing exactly what this fund was designed to support not receive the resources that were approved? To now consider removing them contradicts the very purpose of this fund. It undermines cultural restoration, disregards community-based stewardship, and weakens trust in this process. The Waiale Culture Preserve is a sacred place. Stewardship must remain with those who have demonstrated commitment, accountability, and deep connection to the land and its history. Malama Kakanilua embodies the intent of this ordinance. I respectfully urge this council to reject this amendment, honor the purpose of the fund, extend the lease, and ensure that Malama Kakanilua remains part of this process. Mahalo for the opportunity to testify. Mahalo.
Thank you. Members, any questions? If not, thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, currently, Ms. Johnson was the last person signed up to testify, so we'll give, I see, Connie Lee Williams making his way to the podium.
Aloha, my name is Kanieli Williams, and I'm testifying in opposition to Bill 81, in opposition to deleting Malama Kakanilua from the Economic Development and Cultural Programs Revolving Fund. My great-great-great-grandfather was James Namu'o Kalani Kimopopoko. His maternal great-grandmother was Pi'ipi Kalani Kahiva Uliakama. Pi'ipi and her sister Ahu Kapi'ipi Kakanilua were named after the two battalions, Pi'ipi and Ahulau, of King Kalaniʻopuʻu that were slain in the Battle of Kakanilua. The Pi'ipi battalion alone was upwards of 800 people. Because of my relationship to my ancestors Pi'ipi and her familiar relationship to King Kalaniʻopuʻu, I am related to the hundreds of warriors that lay to rest throughout the sand dunes of Kakanilua, along with the warriors of the opposing side of King Kahekili. Were it not for the cultural programs, great efforts, successful legal battles, and continued dedication of Malama Kakanilua, who introduced me to the sand dunes of Kakanilua, I would not know the mo'olelo and of the place and the history attached to the inoa of my kupuna Pi'ipi. I have full faith in Malama Kakanilua's ability to continue working with the county in protecting the cultural resources, the OEV resources, emphasis on EV in that word, the bones. That is the entire sand dune complex of Kakanilua. The EV are its own set of property rights, of which many of us in our lahui have a legal interest in. The transmittal for Bill 81 says, quote, as advised by the Department of the Corporation Council, because this is a county-owned property, funding should be allocated as a contract rather than a grant, so no specific entity should be named, end quote. However, Maui County Code, Chapter 3.81, Economic Development and Cultural Revolving Fund states that, quote, such appropriations may include authorizing grants to any nonprofit, end quote. For this exact fund, there is no indication in the code stating or even remotely suggesting the reasoning articulated by the Corporation Council in the transmittal or the reasoning the budget director provided in testimony earlier. It sounds like the should in the transmittal means it's not an actual policy and that someone is just attempting to push their own agenda forward. So the two questions I would like a member of the council to direct to Corporation Council and the administration is, one, why now all of a sudden there's an effort to remove Malama Kakanilua from the funding, and two, after it was already approved, and two, what is the existing county policy code ordinance as established by this legislative body, whose responsibility is over approving funding, that supports Corporation Council's reasoning in the transmittal? And then I have a copy of the Maui County Code for you folks.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? If not, thank you.
Mahalo.
Chair, I'll go ahead and give last call for any other testimony at the beginning of the meeting. If there's anybody wishing to testify at the beginning of the meeting, please make your way to the podium or raise your hand in Teams. Chair, seeing none, will count down 3, 2, 1. There's no one else indicating they wish to testify at the beginning.
Members, any objections to closing public testimony for the beginning of the meeting and accepting written testimony?
No objections.
So ordered, Ms. Clerk, and the plan is to try and get through the agenda by 12.
Wow.
Chair, moving on to resolutions. Testimony on the resolutions. Looks like J.C. Law is going to come down to the podium.
This one's paid for by Walmart. Resolution 2678. Chair Lee, if you tell Mr. Cook, I know I'm not supposed to talk with him because then when I see him later, then he talks back to me, but he'd be interested to know that I was banned from Walmart last year. And
Okay, just go straight to your testimony, okay?
well, I'm in support of this resolution, and I'd like to see some of the, I heard what Leslie said about outreach and education, and I'd like to see, so I was trying to help the manager of Walmart make it into more like Hawaiian there, and he did put some Hawaiian flags up, but then I didn't realize a friend of mine came here recently, and he said that that Walmart was different from all the other Walmarts because it was Hawaiian, and I was like, okay. So it's just a matter of your point of view, but I would just like to see some of that outreach and education actually at the Walmart with some Olelo Hawaiian language and stuff there. Thank you.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to know how much taxes they are contributing to the county.
Members, any questions? If not, thank you very much. Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's no one else currently signed up to testify on the resolution, so go ahead and give last call for any testimony on the resolutions. Chair, seeing none, counting down 3, 2, 1. No one to testify on the resolutions.
Members, any objections? Closing public testimony on resolutions?
No objections.
So ordered and accepting written testimony. Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. Before you is Resolution 26-77, authorizing acceptance of a donation of $5,000 from Charles E. Troxell and Amy J. Struthers to help with recovery from the March 2026 Konolo storms under Section 3.56.030 Maui County Code.
Member Paulton or Vice Chair Sugimura?
You want to do it?
Sure. I move to adopt Resolution 26-77.
Second.
Moved by Member Paulton, seconded by Vice Chair Sugimura to adopt Resolution 2677. Discussion, Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to express our sincere thanks to Mr. Charles E. Troxell and Amy J. Struthers, who were here and saw the destruction caused by the Konolo storms and thought of all our people and made a donation of $5,000. I ask for the members' support of my motion. Thank you, Chair.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Say aye.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before you is Resolution 26-78, authorizing acceptance of a donation of $1,000 from the Walmart Spark Good Grants Team to the Department of OEV Resources under Section 3.56.030 Maui County Code.
Member Sugimura.
Thank you. Chair, in your spirit of finishing before noon, can we also call up Resolution 26-80?
Any objections, members?
Thank you.
So ordered.
Thank you, Chair. Before you is Resolution 26-80, authorizing a grant of lease of county real property located at 200 EK Drive, Makua, Maui, Hawaii, to Women Helping Women under Section 3.36.090 Maui County Code.
Okay, I have a problem here.
Oh.
That was supposed to be taken up by Member Johnson.
Oh.
Okay, do you want to take this 2678? You did that already.
I'm trying to do it. Not
Okay,
done.
go ahead.
I
You
was
wanna
just trying to
do-
include both. But Member
Just
Johnson,
do
you
one,
want to
just do one.
You want to do Women Helping Women? Member Johnson, you do it. He's nodding his head. Okay, fine. So authorizing the acceptance of the donation of $1,000. So members, this resolution authorizes the county to accept donations for Section 3.56.030 Maui County Code, which accepts a $1,000 donation. This is from Walmart. Spark Good Grants Team to support the Department of OEV Resources La Ohana Community Workdays project at the Lahaina Rural Complex. I ask for the members' support of this resolution.
Second, I.
Okay. Seconded by Member Rollins Fernandez. Any more discussion?
No.
All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. So now on to 2680. So you read the resolution. Member Johnson, do you want to make the motion?
Thank you, Chair. I move to adopt Resolution 26-80.
Second.
Moved by Member Johnson, seconded by Member Rollins Fernandez to adopt Resolution 2680. Discussion, Member Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. Resolution 26-80 would allow Women Helping Women to continue to use the same county-owned parcel it has occupied and used for its work in the past 30 years. The current license to occupy expires on June 30th, 2026, and this resolution would authorize a new grant for lease for a nominal rent of $1 to expire June 30th, 2041. Women Helping Women's mission is to end domestic violence through advocacy, education, and prevention, and offer safety, support, and empowerment of victims of domestic violence. And as you all know, members, we just passed $4.5 million out of the committee to show a commitment to partnership the county has with Women Helping Women. And I just want to thank them. So really appreciate all their hard work, and I respectfully ask for the members' support of my motion. Mahalo, Chair.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand, say aye. 9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Going back to Resolution 26-79, referring to the Maui Planning Commission, a proposed bill to amend the comprehensive zoning ordinance on the proposed Maui Research and Technology Park District.
Member Hodgins.
Thank you, Chair. I move to adopt Resolution 26-79.
Second.
Moved by Member Hodgins, seconded by Member Sinensi to adopt Resolution 2679. Discussion, Member Hodgins.
Thank you. Resolution 26-79 would refer to the Maui Planning Commission, thank you, a proposed bill to amend the Maui Research and Technology Parks District zoning standards found in Chapter 19.38 Maui County Code. The bill would do three things. One, reallocate about 56 of the 390 acres in the Maui R&T Park District. Two, amend certain development standards. And three, incorporate other amendments to enhance flexibility in developing the district. I have an amendment that was just distributed. Thank you so much. For the members' consideration, it is highlighted for easy readability as discussed previously. Referring to my distributed ASF, I move to amend the proposed bill attached as Exhibit 1 as follows. In Section 1, adding to the end of the paragraph 4 the following phrase, and reducing the maximum total non-residential build-up area from 2 million square feet to 1,800,000 square feet, and B, in Section 6, amending the third sentence in subsection A by placing 2 million in brackets and inserting 1,800,000 in its place.
Second. Okay, seconded by Member Rollins Fernandez. Discussion, Member Hodgins.
Thank you. As I described earlier in so many words, this really just maximizes the home development area and allows less density, but it's not changing the amount of homes. It's actually changing the amount of commercial space to better accommodate our needs right now for housing. Thank you.
Any more discussion? Oh, okay. Member Rollins Fernandez?
Mahalo, Chair. I just want to mahalo OCS for highlighting the amendments on the ASF. Mahalo, Chair.
That's right. Yeah, that was your suggestion. Member Paulton?
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify that the planning director is okay with us taking action on the floor, or that somebody is going to be available to testify when they take it up at the planning commission, because we've been told in the past, like, if we don't discuss it in committee, when they present it, they're like, there wasn't no committee.
Member Hodgins?
Thank you. We will definitely let them know. I think we've been in communication with them. I totally understand the planning department's issues when we do like brand new stuff, but considering this is like just reducing the commercial space, I don't think it'd be too much of a problem, but we'll definitely let them know. And if we have any concerns, happy to hear them now, and then they can take it over for consideration at the Maui Planning Commission. We also have some people in the audience. If you need anything to ask from them, we can designate them as resources if necessary.
I think my only request is somebody from the project, is there to be a resource at the planning commission.
They heard you. Thank you so much, Member Paulton.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor of the amendment, please raise your hand. Say aye.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries.
Chair, real quick before we and we move on, I also need to move to suspend Rule 19 of Rules of the Council to allow the resolution to be adopted at the same meeting, which it is amended.
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion?
We just need this so we can take this final vote.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
those in favor of this motion, raise your hand. Say aye.
Aye.
Member Johnson? Member John? 9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Now
Thank
the
you.
main motion as amended. Any more discussion?
I have no further discussion, Chair. Thank you.
If not, all those in favor of the motion, raise your hand. Say aye. 9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Ms. Clerk?
Chair, for referral to the Government Relations, Ethics, and Transparency Committee is Resolution 26-82, authorizing additional compensation related to the employment of Special Counsel Myers-Nave for litigation matters arising from the August 2023 wildfires on the island of Maui.
Any objections to referring this matter to the Great Committee? No objections, so ordered. Ms. Clerk, ordinances?
Yep. At this time, there's no one currently signed up to testify on ordinances.
Oh,
But here
I
comes
think
Mr.
there
Law.
is.
Hey, this one's for you, Mr. Sinensi. I appreciate the, excuse me, Chair. Could you tell Mr. Sinensi that I really appreciate changing the word homeless to houseless?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
That one is Bill number 77.
All right, Ms. Clerk.
Chair will do last call. If there's anyone who would like to testify on ordinances, this is your opportunity. This is last call, and the countdown is 3, 2, 1. Chair, there's no one indicating a desire to testify.
Any objections to closing public testimony on ordinances and accepting written testimony? Ms. Clerk, so ordered.
Chair, for referral to the Budget, Finance, and Economic Development Committee is Bill 77, 2026, a bill for an ordinance on using the Affordable Housing Fund to provide suitable living environments for the county's houseless population.
Any objections to referring this matter to the BFED Committee?
Chair.
Oh, Mr. Sinensi has his
Mr.
hand up.
Sinensi.
Yeah, just if Budget Chair would consider sending it to the WASUP. We've been working with the Housing Department to consider some wording towards using the Affordable Housing Fund towards houselessness.
BFED Committee? Yep. Any objections to referring this matter to the WASUP Committee instead?
WASUP.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
ordered. Okay. Ms. Clerk?
Chair, before you is Bill 79, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget, Appendix A, Part 1, Department of Agriculture, new appropriation for State of Hawaii Department of Health in the amount of $10,000.
Vice Chair Sugimura?
Mahalo, Chair.
Oh, you look different today. Must be the makeup. Oh.
It is. I move to pass Bill 79, 2026 on first reading.
Second.
Moved by Member Rollins Fernandez, seconded by Member Sinanci to pass Bill 79, 2026 on first reading. Discussion, Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. As we heard from Budget Director Milner this morning in testimony, these funds will be used for the subaward to the Molokai Homestead Youth Council for the Molokai Youth Food Summit. The event will serve as a platform for cross-sector alignment and community-driven solutions that strengthen Molokai's food systems. Its activities and outcomes include youth leadership development, local food systems education, and strengthening relationships with key partners, stakeholders, and community members. I ask for the members' full support of this wonderful $10,000 grant. Mahalo, Chair.
Any more discussion? Member Paulton, you have discussion? Member
I'll
Batangan?
yield to Member Batangan because I think he's going to say what.
Member Batangan.
Thank you, Chair. I am supportive of the budget amendment. I just have questions on the language of the bill, because in the title and in section 1, it states that we are appropriating money to the Department of Health, and I just want to make sure that Corp Counsel is comfortable with the language as written.
Corp Counsel?
I don't know how it reads in the context of the bill, because we only have the specific section, but as far what I'm seeing in what's posted, it makes it seem like we are giving money to the state rather than receiving money from the state.
Yes, that needs to be corrected. As Director Milner testified this morning, we are receiving money from the Department of Health. It's not for the Department of Health. Thank you.
Okay, good catch.
Chair, is that a non-substantive amendment, or
That can
do you
be
want me
handled
to
by,
make it?
no, that can be handled by staff.
Okay, Mahalo, Chair.
Member Paulton.
He read my mind.
Wow. You guys are turning into little members. Rollins Fernandez is it's catchy. All right. Not member, but Ms. Clerk.
Chair, I'm not certain we voted on that.
I thought we did. Okay, let's vote again. All those in favor, raise hand. Okay, 9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Ms. Clerk.
Excellent. Thank you. Chair for referral to the Budget, Finance, and Economic Development Committee is Bill 80, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending Ordinance 5818, 2025, relating to the issuance of general obligation bonds of the County of Maui, issuance, sale, and delivery of said bonds, Department of Management.
Members, any objections to referring this matter to the BFED Committee? So ordered, Ms. Clerk.
Chair, before you is Bill 81, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget, Appendix A, Part 2, Economic Development and Cultural Programs Revolving Fund, deleting Malama Kakanilua from the condition to develop a long-term management plan for the 500-acre parcel known as Waiale Cultural Preserve.
I'm going to give this to Member Tamara Paulton.
Chair, I move to file this bill.
Second.
Second.
It moved by Member Paulton, seconded by who?
Member Sinensi.
Everyone.
Member Sinensi to file this bill. All right, Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. After a discussion with Corp Counsel, they feel that this is the best way forward because not everybody is on the same page and not everyone is playing by the same rules. We need time to, as Mr. Kaniali'i said, get the policy, follow the policy, apply it equally, and straighten everything out. Thank you. So at this time, it doesn't make any sense to have this hanging around or take any action on it. So for the lay people out there, finding it is like throwing it in the trash can.
Okay, and just for clarification, the this group will continue to receive the grant, or the funding, I should say.
That's the intention, yes.
That's the intention, okay.
Yeah.
Any questions, members?
Member Johnson, Chair.
Member Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. I support filing this bill, and I just want to apologize for any kind of grief and trouble that this has caused to the volunteers, the people who are working hard to take care of county-owned land and do all of the work that we by rights should be doing, but we somehow can't seem to get the bureaucracy out of the way, the folks who have the intention and the heart to take care of these lands. Thank you, Chair.
And just for your information, folks, I intend to initiate a proposal to do a comprehensive review of the Office of Economic Development. And Mr. Johnson, I'll be using your survey that you did as well as, supportive information. Member Sinensi.
Mahalo, Chair. I just wanted to let you know that I'm also preparing legislation for passing on May 22nd, Council agenda urging the mayor to consider contract negotiations.
Okay, great. Thank you. Any more comments or questions? If not, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Say aye. 9 ayes, 0 noes. Motion carries. Good luck, you guys. Okay, next item, Ms. Clerk.
Chair, before you is Bill 82, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget, Office of the Mayor Economic Development Program, grants and disbursements for business development and technology, South Maui Economic Development, environmental and cultural programs, new conditional language for Maui Economic Development Board, Inc., for STEMWorks after-school program for Kamali'i Elementary School in the amount of $10,000.
Member Cook.
Chair, I move to pass Bill 82, 2026 on first reading.
Moved by Member Cook, seconded by Member Hodgins to pass Bill 82 on first reading. Discussion, Member Cook.
Thank you, Chair. This bill amends FY 2026 budget to add conditional language for the Maui Economic Development Board, Inc., to serve as the fiscal sponsor for Kamali'i Elementary School's participation in STEMWorks after-school program. The funding will support 3 educators from Kamali'i Elementary School who have been invited to present at the National Mathematics Conference in October 2026, including the National Council of Supervisors of Mathematics Conference and the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics annual meeting. In addition, the educators will participate as learners and will bring back research strategies and resources to benefit their school and the broader community. I respectfully ask the members' support of my motion.
Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Say aye. Okay, motion carries. I just thought about something. Member Vice Chair Sugimura, I think you need to speak with the budget director today, because the vote that we took on the Waiale project, the Waiale property, you have to make an adjustment to the budget again, I think. Yeah. All right. All right, next
Chair-
item.
Yep, Chair, if I could just add that Bill 82 passed unanimously.
Okay.
Chair, for referral to the Budget, Finance, and Economic Development Committee is Bill 83, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget, Department of Environmental Management, Wastewater Administration Program, Sewer Fund, add an appropriation for transfer to the Open Space, Natural Resources, Cultural Resources, and Scenic Views Preservation Fund for TMK 238005023 in the amount of $372,933. Wastewater Operations Program, Sewer Fund, decrease Category B, Operations and Equipment by $372,933. Appendix A, Part 2, Open Space, Natural Resources, Cultural Resources, and Scenic Views Preservation Fund, increase anticipated revenues in total by $372,933.
Any objections to referring this matter to the BFED committee? So ordered, Ms. Clerk.
Chair, for referral to the Housing and Land Use Committee is Bill 84, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending Section 19.64.030, Maui County Code on Bed and Breakfast Homes on Molokai.
Let's see, who's this?
To
Members, any
HLU.
objections to referring this matter to the HLU committee? So ordered, Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before you is Bill 71, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget. I'm sorry, let me back up. We're moving on to the bills for second and final reading. Bill 71, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget, Department of Public Works Road, Bridge, and Drainage Maintenance Program, Highway Fund, decrease Category B, Operations and Equipment by $230,000, Traffic Management Program, Highway Fund, decrease Category B, Operations and Equipment by $280,000, Capital Improvement Projects, Department of Public Works, Countywide Road Improvements, Highway Fund, increase the appropriation for countywide road resurfacing and pavement preservation by $510,000. Appendix C, Department of Public Works, increase the appropriation for countywide road resurfacing and pavement preservation by $510,000.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
May I please request the clerk to also call up Bill 72, 2026, and 74, 2026.
Any objections, members? Ms. Clerk.
Bill 72, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget Office of the Mayor Economic Development Program grants and disbursements for business development and technology, decrease the appropriation for workforce development programs by $50,000, grants and disbursements for culture, arts, and tourism, increase the appropriation for cultural and arts program by $50,000. And Bill 74, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget Appendix A, Part 2 of Emergency Fund, March 2026 Honolulu Storm, increasing the funding and renaming the weather event.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
Thank you, Chair. I move to pass Bill 71, 2026, 72, 74, 2026 on second and final reading.
Second. Moved by Member Vice Chair Sugimura, seconded by Member Uhajens to pass Bills 71, 72, and 74 on second and final reading. Discussion. Vice Chair Sugimura.
No further discussion.
Any more discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand and say aye. 9 ayes. Vice Chair Sugimura. 9 ayes, 0 noes. Motion carries. Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Bill 75, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget Department of Housing Program, delete the appropriation for Hale'olaia in the amount of $5.2 million. Department of Management Program, decrease the Category B Operations and Equipment by $550,000, and delete the conditional language for a request for proposals for a third-party project labor administrator in the amount of $250,000, and a comprehensive classification and compensation study for all bargaining units, starting with bargaining units 3, 4, and 13 in the amount of $300,000. Department of Management, Office of the Recovery Program, add an appropriation for grant to Hawaii Community Lending, Inc. for Lahaina residential rebuilding in the amount of $6 million. Capital improvement projects and Appendix C, Department of Management, Wailuku Kahului Community Plan Area, delete the projects for Kalana Maui, 6th floor renovations in the amount of $50,000 and 251 Napua Street, structure demolition in the amount of $120,000. West Maui Community Plan Area, reduce West Maui land acquisition and management by $80,000.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. I move to pass Bill 75, 2026 on second and final reading.
Moved by Vice Chair Sugimura, seconded by Member Cook to pass Bill 75 on second and final reading. Discussion. Vice Chair Sugimura.
So I think we heard from testifiers and we had a discussion at your last council meeting. I just want to explain my no vote because I got emails on it. And I was voting no, not because of the project or the need. I was voting no because I had a question about the use of Hagai Institute funding. Why is it in the budget? Why are we not using it at this late stage? I think you had a similar question. At the point that this came up in your committee, I had asked the Housing Department and the Managing Director questions about Hagai because of our commitments for residential housing for that. And for that, those funds I thought would be used to do the renovations. I hadn't heard any answer for that, so that caused me to vote no, just because of my hesitancy as budget chair, and because I also had heard from HHFDC, which is who we have this agreement with for Hagai. And at that point, I had no response, and so therefore that was why I voted. But I do support this. I did get my answers, and I'm fine. I'm voting yes.
Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. I speak in strong support of this motion. I know we're trying to get out of here by lunch, but for my discussion, I wanted to read the point of view of the folks helping the folks, my friend that works for Hawaii Community Lending, and just a little bit about the Lahaina survival stories, because it kind of encompasses just this project, but the entirety. So this is my friend Maria, who works for Hawaii Community Lending. For 2.5 years, we called that little ugly office trailer home. And today was the end of that. The floods came and absolutely decimated it and destroyed our pavilion as well. We can't go back. It's bittersweet. From that trailer, our team helped hundreds of clients fight for what they were owed after the fire. Over $10 million combined from a little trailer overlooking Lahaina. In the early days, every morning I'd pull up back into my spot and just sit there for a minute, and all you could see was nothing. The houses were gone, burned trees, the shells of structures that somehow stayed standing, and when the wind picked up, clouds of ash. People had put up flags so you could tell which direction the ash was blowing so you knew whether to run inside. Over time, little things started changing. They cut down the destroyed trees, put up metal electric poles. In the beginning, the smokestack was the one landmark you could still find out there. The one thing still standing. Then even that got harder to spot, blocked by the poles and the slow creep of activity. More time passed and you started to see houses go up. One, then two. Now you look out and there's something happening every day. The Kala'i Ola temporary housing, the Kilohana FEMA huts up on the hill, those colorful little things, all of it signs that something is coming back. But every single morning when I backed into that spot, I had this Groundhog Day feeling, like the movie where you wake up and it's the same moment on repeat. I'd look out over what used to be our town and think, holy poop. It's gone. How is it gone? How did our entire town just burn down? How is that even real? Some days it was pure heartbreak. Some days you were so numb, you just got out of the car and went to work because that's what you do when the impossible becomes your normal. But that feeling has shifted. Slowly it has. You still look out and feel the loss. We're never getting back what Lahaina was. That's just true and it's hard. But now when I look out, the thing I feel more than anything is it's coming back. Different, not the same, but back. And even though today feels like ending, it's really just the start of something new. We're launching our rebuild program now, actual funding to give people. And when I think about what we were able to do before, when we had nothing to offer except our voices and our willingness to fight, over $10 million secured just by showing up and refusing to let people's stories get flattened into a checkbox. I think about what's possible now. That's what we do. We take people's stories into rooms that have resources, and we make sure the people in those rooms understand what they're actually looking at. Because funders see applications, we see lives. And the distance between those two things is where we live and work every day. It's never clean. It's rarely a quick yes. Most of the times, it's the same conversation 10 different ways until something finally lands. But every single one of those people deserved a path forward, and we weren't going to stop until we found one. We built an incredible team doing this work. We worked alongside some incredible people along the way. Lahaina showed up for itself in ways I won't forget. And all of it started in that ugly little trailer on the hill. So yeah, end of an era, but if we could do all of that from there with no funding of our own, just heart and stubbornness and a parking spot overlooking ash. Imagine what comes next. We don't have a new office yet. For now, we're working remotely, figuring it out as we go, but if you need us, you know where to find us, heads down, doing the work.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand, say aye. 9 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Moving on to unfinished business, we have one testifier signed up. That's Keola Whitaker testifying on Bill 34.
Hi, Chair. Hi, members. I was here a month ago on this bill. I gave you detailed information at that time, and I know I stand between you and lunch, so I won't take very long. This is just a refund for overpayment. The overpayment was made because of a mutual mistake. And I want to clarify something because I think it's important. We're not asking for $1 in interest. We made these payments in 2018, 2019, and so that's all this is, very simple. I'm here to answer questions if you have any. Thank you.
Questions, members? If not, thank you. Yeah, you don't ever put yourself in equal as lunch with lunch, 'cause you're going to lose. Ms. Clark?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Whitaker was the only testifier signed up, so go ahead and give last call on any testimony on the unfinished business. Chair seeing none, count down 3, 2, 1. No one else to testify.
Any objections to closing public testimony on unfinished business and accepting written testimony? All right, Ms. Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. Before you is Bill 34, 2026, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget, Appendix A, Part 2, Affordable Housing Fund, adding conditional language for repayment of Kamalani Ventures LLC.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
Thank you, Chair. I move to pass Bill 34, 2026 on second and final reading.
Moved by Vice Chair Sugimura, seconded by Member Cook, to pass Bill 34, 2026 on second and final reading. Discussion.
Thank you. This bill prompted a lot of discussion at the last two meetings, and I appreciate the questions that were raised. The Director of Housing submitted testimony to address many of those questions, explained the department's further review. Chair, before we proceed, may I ask Corp Counsel whether they have any additional comments
Corp Counsel?
regarding the repayment?
Thank you, Chair. No, thank you. We have no further comments.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor, roll call.
Councilmember Senenci.
Aye.
Councilmember Hodgins.
Aye.
Councilmember Cook.
Aye.
Councilmember Owens Fernandez.
No.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm changing now.
What is your vote? What did
Are you saying no?
I'm
Okay.
going to say no. Thank you, Chair.
Councilmember Paulton.
I'll grudgingly say yes.
Vice Chair Sugimura.
Yes.
Councilmember Batangan.
Aye.
Chair Lee.
Aye.
Chair, there are 7 ayes, 2 noes. Motion carries.
All right, this brings us to the end of the calendar. Any quick last-minute comments? If not, this meeting is adjourned.
Oh.
Member Senenci.
Thank you. Just as a reminder, safe travels, everybody, this weekend and next week. We have the Western Interstate Regional Conference, which a lot of our council members will be panelists and helping the conference move throughout the week. So
Great.
thank you, everyone.
Okay. Vice Chair Sugimura.
I also want to thank the conference for doing that tribute to our late Tasha Kama with that canoe paddling. Is it Thursday morning? I think so, yeah. So thank you very much for doing that. And I'm sure, Member Batangan will say more on it. But amazing that it's happening. I heard from Matt Chase that there are 600 people coming. Normally, there's only like 300, so they've doubled the attendance for this NACO conference. And all kind of things are happening. So everybody, thank you. Casey Apo Takayama, this is a great effort that she's doing, and we're going to be so sad to see her leave, but we're happy for MPO.
Okay. Any other comments? If not, all those.
Yes, Chair.
This meeting is adjourned.
Member Johnson's trying to get your attention.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't be looking at you and then looking at him at the same time. Member Johnson.
Lanai Farmers Market tomorrow. Come one, come all. Calamansi is going off. Thank you.
Okay, we'll spin by if we have a chance. Member Rollins Fernandez.
After you go to Lanai, you can go to Hana, where they're going to be having their canoe races on Saturday and Sunday, sprints and long distance, honoring George Helm and Kimo Mitchell.
Okay. And then for Riley, can you lift up Koli? Everybody, this is my great-grandnephew, Koali'i Bridge. Yeah. Hi, baby. Hi. This meeting is adjourned.